Hello everyone. Since I've gotten pretty much all of the basics besides probably melody creating, which is kind of easy, especially if you've already made like USTs and that kind of stuff before. Basically, uh, this is bringing everything together into one thing. So usually, as you can see, I've got two acoustic pianos, an 808 909 kit, which is a basic percussion kit, and a finger bass uh, as my bass. And basically, uh, with a song, the four basic key components you need are the chords, the overall melody, the drum kit, or your just drums in general, and your bass. And these are the core components of literally any song. Anything else is added stuff. I recommend starting out with your chords. I'm actually writing some songs right now, which I already had the lyrics for, but basically, I'm adding on to the Abandoned Project series with these. So, uh, the first song that I'm working on is called Candle Wax, and that's going to be my song that I'm guiding you guys through with making or whatever that I'm making. So, usually, when you have a set of chords, I like having like four main different sets, just to make things nice or whatever. So basically, just do whatever you want, honestly. Uh, that's a little bit too skinny for a thing. But basically, just do whatever you think sounds nice. And then you can always alter the tempo here by entering a different BPM or changing the time signature, which I don't recommend, especially if you're working with Utau or some other voice synth program, because they're automatically set for 4/4 time, and it's kind of hard to work around that. So basically, just mess around until you find something that sounds right to you, basically. And of course, I'm going to show you my finished product of just an intro. And what I like to do with intros is I like to layer the instruments. So usually I start out with the chords, and then I have that loop by adding another set of this, and then I add in the uh, drums or the bass, and then I add in the other of the drums or the bass, because I usually like adding in melodies right after. So I'm just going to quickly check over to see if this sounds nice. Yeah, that sounds nice and spooky. So I'm just gonna shift this to the bottom, because the way that I like having things laid out is usually like what's appearing first to be on the top, and then the next to appear, the next to appear, the next to appear, etc. This is just how my mind prefers to perceive things. So, because this is the intro, I'm just gonna add in a simple bass drum here. And I'm gonna see how that sounds with this. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. I think I really should slow this down, especially because it is supposed to be a little bit spookier. So I'm gonna try out 80 BPM. That's a little bit too slow. I might have to do 100. Because if you do it too slowly, then things might end up sounding a little bit too slow. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. And then maybe I can add another of these loops, and then I'm gonna add in some lovely, lovely snare. And then, as well as my bass line, which will likely just be, so what do I have here? C, G, A, B. Because that's what I normally like to do. I'm gonna go into this really lower range. Nah, I think up here is good. So, to there. I think there. Then, nah, that's actually too long. Just shrink it to that. So it's G next, then A, and then B. I'm gonna just quickly see how this sounds. Yeah, that sounds pretty good overall. And then I'm just gonna add in a melody here. And usually I just improvise with these kinds of ones to see what sounds good. No, I don't want to bother with note properties. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Not quite with this, though. It sounds a little bit off, but that's what trial and error is for, honestly. So, let's redo this. I'm thinking maybe shorter notes too this time. Yeah, that sounds pretty good overall. So, yeah, I think that'll be my intro for the song before I start changing up the instruments to what sounds better for this song. So, you guys will get to hear this in a moment.